Hey, what's up guys? This is Brian at Whisper Status 74. Welcome to the community, welcome to the channel. If this is the first time you're seeing me, please consider liking and subscribing. We are real tech for real people. Today is another matchup of the TCL R635 6 Series Mini LED at the top. The bottom is the Sony X950H flagship 4K full array local dimming LED. At the bottom, the Sony is 49 inches. It's a little closer to the screen. The TCL is above it at 55 inches. There will be no editing in this video as it is being filmed in HDR and brought to you in HDR. Please tap the three buttons, white buttons in the corner, white dots, and enable HDR there on your device. We are basically in game mode. This is the Thx Game Mode for the TCL. Brightness is at normal. Gaming is HDR. You can see THX, oh, it's above it. Certified game mode. Color vibrancy is down. I like it a little bit higher, but it does oversaturate the image, very much like live color on the X950H, which is also here. It's in its standard game mode. Local dimming is on high. There is no live color or dynamic contrast or anything like that. Why I wanted to do PS4 specifically is without variable refresh rate. I wanted to see how perhaps what I thought was the slower pixel response on the TCL, if I would feel it at all. Sony has, one of the fastest response times in regards to motion or in pixel response among LEDs, but I want to show you guys the image. They both look spectacular. The Sony has a little bit of a cleaner image. Could be due to pixel density. It is 49 inches. At times it can look overly bright, and at times the TCL can seem to crush blacks a little bit. In theory, the TCL could be in dark or darker mode. I can show you that now while we're spinning around. TV brightness, you can go brighter, normal, dark, darker. I personally like a darker image, but for the purposes of this video, that black crush shows up more on the camera. We will keep it at normal. It doesn't tend to wash the image out. Even at bright or brighter, it doesn't wash the image out, which I am happy about. So we'll keep that on normal. Obviously, for HDR purposes, the backlight is at max on both displays. Local dimming is on high for both. Her movement doesn't seem impeded at all. Again, the reason why I wanted to use the PS4 Pro first was to see if there was any blur, as variable refresh rate is not available on the PS4. From what I understand, they are similar in terms of their peak brightness, just over 1,000 nits, 1,100, 1,200 nits. I don't find the TCL to be dim at all. However, the Sony does appear brighter, even with bright enhanced. Keep in mind also the TCL is between $400 and $500 cheaper than the 55-inch version of the X950H. The 49-inch does not have the extended, I should say the wide viewing angle, X-wide viewing angle, which is a feature I don't love myself, as I do want the highest contrast ratio possible. I did luck out on the panel lottery as I have a very, very clean panel. Local dimming has not been taken out during game mode. It is a very rich image. Moving around, see if I see any trailing. But the game looks gorgeous. Here we are on Ghost of Tsushima. I will tell you that if you do have the TCL, in between content, the local dimming definitely is off, as the screen is a light gray, where the Sony will appear very dark. This is a gorgeous title. Now you'll see 3 games in total. You'll see Ghost of Ishashima, you'll see the intro to Last of Us 2, you already saw Horizon Zero Dawn. If you'd like to see any of these games individually, let me know. Again, it's the beginning of a title. I have not had a chance to actually beat the game or even start playing it. The detail on his outfit is very visible on the mini LED, especially in person. Again, the keywords we hear in the comments are blooming and crushed blacks is what we hear. I don't see crushed blacks in person, because there's a little bit more of a crushed loss of detail than the Sony. That's the nature of the beast, but not to where it's not something I couldn't deal with. Will be interesting to see how it does against the OLED CX, the LG, which is next. You can see the detail on the back of his outfit is still there. The brightness of the fire. Specular highlights are there on both. Now, like all the comparisons, I've mentioned this already in this video, on their own, both look phenomenal. Like the OLED versus the 950H and other comparisons that we've done, having the technology side by side brings out the best in both and also brings out the worst in both. Blooming you see on the Sony, especially during the demos, isn't nearly as noticeable when it's on its own. It just looks bright. But next to an OLED or this mini LED, so it'll be interesting to see if the OLED, how it behaves. But even in the flames here, there's a little bit more depth on the TCL. These videos are about 11 minutes long. There is no editing. The TCL is on top. The Sony X950H is on the bottom. They both look excellent. Now this will run out the last few minutes with Last of Us 2. Again, we are in the intro again, but the beginning of this game looks phenomenal. We've lowered the camera a little bit so you can actually see the Sony a bit more. Grain has been taken out of the game in the settings. Again, these videos are about 11 minutes long, so I'll finish up my commentary and let it run out. Thx Game Mode is a cool addition to the TCL. Is it something that I would covet? I'm not really sure what it adds. Been into home theater for many years, and the THX name is cool and everything, but it's kind of on a lot of things. So great, but I wouldn't get rid of your display for it. Last of Us, the original, is one of my favorite games of all time. I have not played the second one. I do have a wall of shame of games to play. A couple hundred, actually. All right, guys, I will let this run out. Thank you as always. Let me know if there's any specific games you'd like to see. Take care.